everybody. Look, y'all caught us. We're like both looking down. We wasn't ready, like we weren't ready, but we are ready. We are excited. We are back. It is me and Diane, the ladies of lyrics. No, Ty isn't back yet. I know y'all wonder when she's coming back. She is coming back, but tonight is not the night. But we are here with you live on another fantastic Wednesday. It's hump day. I hope your week has gone fabulous. My week has been super busy, but as always, I'm excited and happy to be back on here
Me
with
too.
you all and with my beautiful co-host Diane. So I have to check in with Diane before we get started. If you are on here live, go ahead and say hi. Happy Wednesday. What's up? However you want to greet us, we're good with that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna let Diane just chime in. Diane, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. I am excited about today's show. Um, yeah, I'm just excited, and to be honest with you guys, like y'all caught me off guard because I had my mouth full of crackers. But yeah, I'm excited about the show. I am. How you feeling, Divanya? You always ask about everyone else. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. A little tired. It feels like when Wednesday rolls around, it's right in the middle of the week, and you kind of feel that pressure or that fatigue from the week start to set in. But you know what I need? I need this right here because it gives me a little boost. It gets me my adrenaline going. So I know I'm gonna be good once we get into the show. So how are
Yes.
y'all doing out there tonight? Go ahead and say something to us. Say, hey y'all, what's going on? It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy
Happy
Wednesday.
Wednesday. We got our shirts on
We
today.
do. We do. Look, we're representing tonight.
We
Y'all like
represent.
these? Yes, black. We have some white ones too, and I think I kind of prefer these black. I just like black tees for some reason. I like black.
Yes. And if you guys want a shirt, just let us know. We got you.
We got you.
Put your
We
order
got you.
in.
All
Ladies
right.
lyrics. We bling bling today.
Look, I'm ready. Diane, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, we're ready to get into this, y'all. We ready. Y'all ready for some good music, some real talk with
Yeah.
us dope women? We're
Yes.
gonna jump into it tonight, Diane. Let's get into it.
We're gonna get into it. Today I had a good day. I went to a graduation. I went to my little cousin's graduation. He graduated from high school. And we did the graduation. It was quick. Thank God. It was quick. We went back to the house and we ate. And people were going around and they were saying different, speaking. And I was speaking to him and I spoke to him about time. And I was telling him about how important time is. And sometimes we're speaking to someone, but we're actually speaking to ourselves. And that's what happened with me. I was speaking to myself how important time is because once a moment is gone, it is gone. It is over. Like his graduation, it was wonderful. And I'm pretty sure for him, the work up to, 4 years, oh my God, I'm graduating. But guess what? Walking across the stage, getting his diploma, sitting back down, hearing all the applause and the claps and the yay and the hooray, it's over. Time is so, oh, okay, Leo. Time is so important. And, my message to him was seize every moment. Time, you cannot get it back, and you have to use your time wisely. And for me, I was like, I had to really think about that because I said to myself, have you been using your time wisely? Have you been seizing, taking advantage of every opportunity or every moment? The question for myself is, what have I been doing in the last few days to say, I accomplished this, that, even if it's read a book, if it's take a nap, whatever it is, have I been strategically using my time? Like I said, time you can't get back because guess what? We was on last Wednesday. We can't go back to Wednesday again. We can't even go back to to 5 minutes ago because it's over. So, what are we doing now to take advantage of this time? Because you can't get it back. You can get money back. You can't get time back. You can't get your life back. Once your life is over, once it's over, it's over. And I just thought about how important time is. Yeah, that's my little thing about time. I think time is very important, and I feel that we have to use our time wisely.
You
Yeah.
know what? I have I have this belief about time, and I'm sure other people do too. But I think it's one of the most valuable things that we have. I think when you talk about giving people something, giving them your time is valuable. Just like anybody that's on right now watching us could be doing anything else, but they're watching us. You and I could be doing anything else, but we chose to do this. So I say that if I could be somewhere else doing something else, but I chose to do this thing, I think the people that should be something to be appreciated, because that is something that I think that has the greatest value but doesn't have any value. It's like a rhyme. It doesn't have any value, but it has great value, because
Wow.
I could say, Diane could say, Divania, can you chat with me for a little while? Do you have a minute for me? And I could say, yes, Diane, I do, which would make Diane feel good, right? Or I could say, no, Diane, I don't, because I have to do X, Y, Z. That's because I chose to do this other thing. And maybe I do have this other thing to do. But then maybe I could have actually chosen to say, no, I'm not doing that other thing. I'm going to talk to Diane because she wants to talk to me. I mean, I think when people give up their time for you, I don't think we even think about how valuable that is, how much that can show you in a nonverbal way how important you are to another person. If you really think about it, think about the times that people have, the time that they have given you of
Mm,
themselves just to listen to you, just to go out to eat with you, just to do whatever. They chose, that was a decision they made, and they chose to give their time to you. So that's something that I like to talk. Whenever I talk about time, it's so valuable, especially for people that's super busy. Oh, I have this to do, that to do, this to do. But if I make time, you've heard them say, people make time for what they want to make time for. I'm sure we've
I-
heard that saying. I
yes.
100% believe that if you really want to do it, you're going to choose to do this thing over this thing, unless it's just something that you just cannot put off. But I do believe time is so valuable. And stop to think the next time you're with somebody, and or you ask to be with them and they give you your time, just think about the fact that they chose to spend their time with you. And I think we'd be so much more appreciative of that.
I,
um,
I
but
truly believe that.
yeah, but also, Diane, the thing about wasted time, like you were talking about, do you know how much time we waste in a day? And that's just because we're not being intentional with it. If you're
That
not intentional with your time, we spend so much time on the phone. I mean, whatever we're talking about, watching television, whatever it is we do, we spend our time. And I don't want to call it wasted. I will say time that we're not really allotting to maybe something else that we think could benefit us. Because people used to ask me a lot, Diane, when I had first published my children's book, like, where do you get the time? I used to teach all day, I go to the gym. Where do you get the time? And the time, I don't have any more time in my day than the next person.
absolutely,
I got
absolutely.
the same 24 hours you had. But the difference was I was really intentional with that time. When I decided that I needed to do that, I had set times that I would work on it, because that's a block of time that I took to do that. I planned that every morning. I get up at 5 o'clock to do what? Go to the gym. That's because I choose to do that, and I intentionally make time for it. So my whole spiel of this whole thing is about, if you want to make something happen, you have to be intentional about making the time to make it happen. It's
Absolutely.
not just gonna, you can't wish, hope, and pray. Oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I hope I could do, I'm gonna pray to God for this. What are you being intentional about? How are you intentionally setting aside time to get that thing done? You have to be intentional about it. I was just talking to Joshua about that. Remember, Joshua was on with us last week,
Yes.
and he wants to really, spend more time in his business. But he has a job. So we were just talking about, he was just saying he doesn't have the time. I'm like, it is hard when you're working, when you're working a job, to try to be an entrepreneur as well. But you really have to be intentional about your time, or it's not going to happen. It's just
I
not.
believe that. And I, like you said, I believe that people make time for what they want to do. So if there's something you want to do, even if you allot 15 minutes to do, I don't know, write a few things down. If whatever it is you want to do, if you just take that time and say, "This is what I'm going to do," because think about it, when we have to go to work, we're going to get up. If you have to be to work at 8 o'clock, you're going to get up 8 o'clock to whatever time, 5 o'clock, however long you're going to work. That time you have allotted in your mind already. I got to go to work, and your drive is you're going to get paid. If it's at the end of
Exactly.
the week, 2 weeks, so you have to figure out what is going to drive you to do these things. And for me, I'm actually loving this conversation right here is because I'm holding myself accountable. What have I been doing with my time? And at the end of the day, for me, it's not about how much time I wasted. It's about what are you going to do with what you have right now? Because it's like spilling milk out of a carton. You can't put it back in. It's
Right.
over. So it's just about moving. And I like when you said that we need to be intentional about our time and the things that we do. Having a schedule. It's like with money. How do you spend your money? You have a budget. If you have a budget, then you know where it's going. It's the same thing with time. We have to find that budget for our time, you know. And time is so precious. You ever heard you might be working on several things or doing this and doing that. And like you said, somebody said to you, how do you find the time? We both have 24 hours in a day. What do you do with your 24 hours and what do I do with mine? That's the
Mhm.
key. You have to be intentional about what you want to do and what goals you have set for yourself. So that's what's important. But time, I just thought about my cousin. I thought about when his mother was pregnant with him. And, I'm like, oh my God, he is graduating just like Kareem. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's in college. He did his
Yeah.
first year. How time actually goes by so
Yeah.
quickly and we don't even think about it. Sometimes I feel like we take time for granted.
Yeah, we do. I mean, man, when you think about parenting, like think about my boys, these are grown men. Like grown, not that
Yeah.
grown men. Like my kids are really like well over 21 in their 30s, right? My baby is about to be 30. I'm like, wow. But then when I think about the years when they were growing up, I mean, man, it's like it went like this. And one day I looked up and they were grown ups, and time is just, and it's so different now. You please, if you got some little ones, treasure that time,
Yes,
man. I wish I could.
absolutely.
I would sometimes I just wish like some things that I wish I had done honestly done differently. I just captured some more of those moments and made sure I was just present. That time, man, it goes by so fast. It's so precious. One day your kids are gonna grow up. And you know what I didn't think about, Diane? It never even occurred to me, but this is my reality. It never occurred to me that I would not live in the same place as my children. We don't live in the same state, except
Mm,
one of them. The rest of us, we don't live in the same state. So it never even that never even occurred to me that, man, they may not live close to you. So sometimes I wish they did, but it is what it is. When I think about Chicago, then I'm like, no, it's best that they're not here. But yeah,
but
I
you have
do.
somewhere to go. That's something
I
to think
do.
about.
That's a good thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always.
And
hmm Yeah.
when you was talking about you wish you could go back. See, back then you wasn't the person you are now. And without time, you would have never became the person you are today. You know what I'm saying? So you can't go back and do all of those things. You can't go back and be the person that you are today for them. But you was a wonderful person back then. The person that you was back 30 years ago, the mother you was a wonderful mother right where you were, because it helped
Mhm.
you get to where you are today and help them get to where they are today. So,
Yeah,
but without time, we wouldn't have this wisdom that we have right now.
for
And
sure.
that's the thing. With time, we had, like they said, with time, with wine, it grows, it's good after time. You know, time makes the wine even better. It's the
Mhm.
same thing with us, because I feel like with time we get better, we learn, we grow, we get wisdom, we look at things differently. So time could work so many different ways. So I'm pretty sure they would tell you that you are a great mother, and I can also tell you you are a great teacher. Because think
Thank
about,
you.
when I met you, Kareem was in the fifth grade,
Mhm.
and now he is in college.
Oh my
Look at
God, don't
time.
I know? Woo.
Look at time. So
Man.
look at the students. You can look and think about all the students that have come in your classroom, and now they are off doing different things.
Grown-ups.
They
Yes.
are
I see them out in the street. I see so many of my students, and it's so horrible because I guess I look exactly, it is, because I guess I look exactly the same, even though I know my hair's changed. Look, it's some that at least has changed. And they just all recognize me, and they're like, "You remember me?" I'm like, it was so many of y'all. I mean, people I have taught, like, no, but they always see me. They always remember Miss Reed. It's good
awesome.
though. It's a good feeling. But you know what, Diane, thank you for that time, that reminder about time. Hope
Yes.
you all got something from that. I don't know if you look at our posts, but we post prior to Wednesdays the song that we'll be talking about for the upcoming show. And what we've been doing this month is looking at theme songs, which has been really, really fun. I didn't know I was going to like it this much. We might have to continue that next one because I don't know if you all heard, but the late, great, and I have to call her late now, but Tina Turner passed away. I don't know if it was today or if it was yesterday or what date it was, but I did get the news that she had passed away. And Diane and I were like, we cannot, we cannot have our show tonight and not talk about Tina Turner. We can't do it. And so last minute, I mean last minute, like what, 3 minutes before we start the show. Because we were going back and forth discussion. We were like, no, we cannot miss this opportunity to talk about
Yes.
Tina Turner. It was today. Thank you, Antonio. Yes, today. We just can't. And so we want to dedicate tonight's show to Tina Turner, and we want to talk about her a little bit. Please feel free to put whatever you want in the comments about her as we're going through our conversation. Um, I want to say that I learned most of my information about Tina Turner from watching a movie that Angela Bassett played in What's Love Got to Do with It. That's how I learned about her. So much about her life, like Nut Bush. Like, where did that song come from? I didn't know that. Nut Bush. That's where she grew up. Yeah.
Yes.
So I learned a lot about her from that. I guess that one will be a biopic, right? And how she grew up and how her mom didn't even raise her, and then how she met Ike and all the abuse that she went through, and how she rose above that and still made great music. She made some really good music with him too. He really, now we have to give a credit because he really is the one that gave her, do I want to say her, um, what do you call it? Like her identity, right? As far as entertainment, gave her the name Tina. Her name's not Tina. It's Anime. Everybody know the movie that part. Eat the cake, Anime. I know we all remember that
Wait,
part. All
yes.
right. So Anime Bullock. What's her name? What's her last name? Bullock. It was
Hmm.
Anime. And
Her
so she
name was Anime Bullock.
give her name, and gave her start, but she was really good. And everybody always talked about those legs because she has some beautiful legs, and they always talked about Tina legs. I think Angela and who was it? Lawrence Fishburne.
Mhm.
Man, they did an amazing job in that movie. I think portraying the two of them. I mean, he made me hate him. I thought he was. I was ready to beat him up because he did an amazing job. But we do want to talk about. Let's see. We have some comments before I switch it over to Diane. Yes, our age queen. She was simply the best. Absolutely. I'm talking to the priest, the high priest, the high priest. Elijah, what are you talking? Is that the song? That's the song. Oh, I see he's on YouTube. Diane, he pushed her to realize her full potential.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think he got her started, her persona, the name, the stage presence, and all that. But at some point, all of that's changed, and his like encouragement and his mentorship is switched over to jealousy because she
And
was super,
yes.
she was super talented, and then they wanted her to start performing by herself without him, and then that's really when he turned on her,
Mhm.
when she was like when she started to blow up without Ike. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Um,
Nutbush City Limits. Yes, I didn't know that was song was even about where she grew up. I mean, it's a lot that I learned from watching that biopic. Jealousy and control. Yeah, because really that's all that's about. Abuse is about control.
yeah,
Because who's abusing?
absolutely.
It's about wanting to be control over another person. That
Yes,
is root is what it's about. Um,
absolutely.
he he abused her physically, but also mentally too.
Person was absolutely,
Yeah.
because they build you, an abuser build you up to tear you down because they want to earn that trust in you. And that's what he did.
Mhm.
But when I think about her, I think about those things she went through with him, but through it all, to me, I love the strength that she had to walk away and to fight once she knew who she was, not even as an artist, just as a person that deserves more. And she was just triumph, like, I'm not accepting this no more. I'm walking out. So many people tried to help her, but she had to first want to be free. And when she did, and when she broke away, she broke away. I just look at her as a really, even though the word strong is overrated sometime, but I should say the strength. I love the strength in her as a woman, how she walked away. She left everything behind. She didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring, but she just couldn't take it no more. And you know what she said? All I want is my name, because she
Yeah.
believed in what she
Yeah.
built.
Yeah.
She knew within inside of herself where she could go. She said, I want my name. That's it.
But
I want.
also, doesn't that show us like how important a name is, though? Because what she did realize, though, like I said, that wasn't her name. He gave her that name. That was
Absolutely.
power. There was
Yes.
power in the
Yes.
name Tina Turner. That was power in that name. There wasn't power in Anna Mae Bullock,
Yeah,
right?
nobody
That was,
even knew. That person didn't even
didn't know
exist.
her, but she
Absolutely.
knew that the way her career was built around the name Tina
Yes.
Turner.
Yes. It was her
Mhm.
brand.
Absolutely. That
Yeah,
was her
everybody
brand.
knew. As far,
Mhm.
if you say Anime Bullock to someone, especially back then, they'd be like, who? So that wasn't, people didn't, when they thought about her, they thought about Tina Turner, and she knew that she could take that and she could build her own. But you know what is, when I also think about it, she was so afraid. She didn't go to another state. Eventually, she left the country because she wanted to be free from him. That is a lot of power someone having over someone else.
Mhm.
And she was amazing. She was amazing. Tina Turner was amazing.
She had a great career. She was in that Getting
Yes.
those dances. I like Get It Girl. She was pretty. She's pretty cute.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
look. So I know y'all wondering, we doing all this talking. What song are we even talking about? Diane, you got some song ready about to? Let me see if I pull up. You know what? We're talking about the movie. What's love got to do with it? So why don't we just talk about the song? What's love got to do with it? I should have had the lyrics up, huh? Blame
Hey,
my status for this one. Just a little bit, y'all. You must try to ignore that and be more than that. What's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love? Okay.
woo,
Ooh, yes. So that was one of the songs she wrote after, though, after,
breaking
you
up with
know, yeah, after the breakup with him. Because and she had a lot of songs. What's your favorite song? Put them in the comments. What's your favorite Tina Turner song? We're gonna talk a little bit about what's love got to do, but tell us your favorite Tina Turner song and why that's your favorite, even if it's what's love got to do with it. So we chose that one, and when I tell y'all, I told y'all we decided this. We got to talk about Miss Tina Turner. We decided this. Okay, at the last minute. The first line said, "You must understand, though the touch of your hand
them.
makes my pulse react. That is only the thrill of boy meeting girl, opposites attract." She said, "It's physical, it's logical. You must try to ignore that it means more than that." What's love got to do with it? She said, "Love is a second emotion. What's love but a second emotion?
A second-hand emotion. Yeah. What does?
What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?"
Mm,
Man, that's deep too.
mm,
Even that part.
mm.
Even who needs a heart when a heart can be
Boy,
broken?
when a heart can be blessed heavy,
Look,
that's
have you ever felt like that though? The first one, you must understand, with the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. Have
mm,
you anybody, or even you, Diane? Because y'all know we like for y'all to be our other co-hosts when we down on a co-host. Have you ever felt like that, man, when they just touch me? It
yes.
makes my pulse react.
I
Diane,
have.
have you ever felt like that?
Yes, that is that. That's that, to me, a connection that you have with somebody. Yes, it's love, but it's something to me like our spirits are just intertwined. It's like, oh, it's like, oh, kind of give me a little goosebumps. It's just something. I can't even explain it in words, but she explained it really good when she says, makes my pulse react. It's, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
I wonder though. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here on the other end of
Where
that.
are you going with that?
Because I wonder though, you saying it's like this connection. To me, I feel like it's more of a physical thing. Like that's the way, because an emotional or love can be connected, but sometimes it could just be that physical thing, just like, man, I'm physically attracted to this person. Do you think that, I don't know, just for me, and not saying that one they can go hand in hand, but I think sometimes it's a physical thing. It's just like, oh, mm,
Yeah,
you
now
know,
listen,
trying to do some
listen.
grown folks talking right now, but
Yes. No, I'm with you now. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I ain't gonna use all those words, but yes, to kind of make you, yeah, you be, oh, yeah, yeah, I've been there too.
like I've been there. Like, so Diane, would you say that in I asked you, have you ever felt that? Just touch your hand and, oh man, was it love or was it
Lust
physical or was it right? Was it love or was it lust or was it both?
at times, it was lust, and at times it was physical. It all depends what space relationship I have with that person.
Mhm.
It all depends on the relationship I have with them. So if we are together, then it's love and lust. And then if we're not really together and we just dating and we having a good time and we doing what adults do, and it's just lust. To me, there's nothing wrong with that. See, some people look at that when it's like, oh, I'm lusting, or they lusting after, oh, it's so terrible. No, that's a human, that's an emotion. That
Mhm.
is, it's okay. It's how you, it's kind of how you respond to it. But some people have that understanding, and that's what it is. And you don't always have to react to it either. You
No,
could, it
we
could,
don't.
it's just a feeling that it's like,
Yes,
mm-mm, ooh,
absolutely. You just said something really
ooh.
important. Just because you might have those, you might have those emotions, those lust, doesn't mean you have to act on it. But can you also within within a relationship sometimes feel the lust
Yes.
and sometimes feel like because sometimes you're like, hey babe,
Yeah, yeah,
and
and
then
yes. And that's,
sometimes it's
yes,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. To me, that's healthy. It's okay. And it's, to me, it's even better when you're in a relationship and you lusting after your mate.
yes,
Because
yes,
then you can kind of go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. Okay.
exactly,
We could,
exactly.
yeah, no, listen. Don't want to use all my words because we don't know what children's watching this show. But I'm just gonna say, baby, absolutely. Um, when she talks about who needs a heart when a heart could be broken, it kind of take me back to what she been through with
Mm,
him,
mm,
with Ike, she trusted him. She was young. She was young. She trusted him. She probably gave her everything to him, and in the relationship, and
mm,
her heart, like I said, her everything. And then it
mm,
got broken. So I think
mm,
she feels like if I don't have a heart, I don't have to worry about it being broken.
mm.
Because you want to protect that, right? We want to protect
Yeah.
ourselves from being hurt. And I think that that's where that comes from. Even the title, what's love got to do with it? Because
Mm-hmm.
if it's love, we all think about love in different ways. So what does love have to do with it? If you're doing all these things to me and then you telling me that you love me, really? What does really love have to do with you knocking me upside my head? That's not love. So why are we even saying this? Love doesn't have anything to do with that. And I kind of feel that these lyrics are about her relationship with him.
And then I wonder, though, if this song is really about lust. Is it really about, hey, why do we need to be in love? Let's just do this thing. We got this chemistry. We got this fire. We liking each other. We don't need to think about love. Let's just act on this thing. Do you know what I mean? Because
Mm.
even when she's just like, you know, it may seem to you that I'm acting confused when you're close to me. I tend to look dazed. I read it someplace. I've got a cause to be. There's a name for it. There's a phrase. There's a phrase that fits. I think I'm missing a word. But whatever the reason, you do it for me. So I kind of feel like when she's saying I'm acting confused, it's like, you know, and sometimes it's hard for men if a woman is the one that's like, look, let's just be this, let's just do this and have this physical thing. And we ain't gotta worry about this love thing. And I like you. I like being with you physically. Maybe you're finding that confusing, but hey, I want this relationship to be this. You know,
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking. And I just got that just from reading these
I
lyrics.
can
But
see that,
we have
but
a
I
couple
can,
of comments too. Let's go to them first before we continue.
okay.
Hold your thought, Diane.
I'm holding it. I'm holding it. Give us this one.
Antonio said his favorite song is I Don't Want to Fight. And he said it's because she talks about knowing when to let go. Let's be grown adults and realize that we have come to the end of our journey together. So
Mm.
let's not fight. Let's just walk away. Man, how
Wow.
mature is that? That is so mature. And you're right, Antonio. If we as adults could just end relationships like that, like it's okay. It's okay that it didn't work out. We
Yep.
don't have to hate each other. We don't have to fight. It's just done deal. Let's just walk away. It was good while it lasted. Let's walk away. I like that reason. And yeah, I don't know if I know that song. Do I know that song,
I
Diane?
don't know that song. I never, maybe I heard it. I didn't know, I don't know the title, but I like it. I'm going to go and look that song up. I'm going to have to listen to
I'm
that.
gonna have to listen to that too. I don't know that I know it. I might know it, and not. I know so many songs and don't know the name of it. I'm like, oh, my son, my kids do that all the time. Mommy, yeah, I don't know. But let's see. Okay, thank you, Antonio, for that. But if that's what that song said, I want to listen to it as well. I don't think I know that. Elijah said, I feel like it's about her emotional unavailability. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that feel too from the song, maybe. And I'm just reading into it because whenever we start digging into these lyrics, I always see something brand new that I never even thought before. Joshua said, R.I.P. Tina. Josh, thank you for tuning in this week. We missed you. And then I feel like she's just saying her heart is not currently in use. So let's call it what it is and move on. So Elijah, are you seeing she's saying, hey, let's end it or let's just continue with the way it is? Because that's what I think. I think she's just like, hey, I like what we've been doing. Let's keep doing that and leave love out of this thing. Diane, I'm gonna get back to your thought before we read another
I
comment.
still feel that it's what she been through with him. Um, I do. It's even like she says, I've been taking on a new direction. But I have to say, I've been thinking about my own protection. It scares me to feel this way. So she's like, I have to go now. I can't take this. What, like, once again, what love have to do with it? I don't even want a heart. Like, I don't want a heart if I have to be with you. And if this is what love, it can crush me. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I have to go. I have to leave. I have my own direction. I have to protect me and where I'm going. So I still feel like it's about her breaking away from him, leaving. Like, this is her. As she's walking, she's singing this. Yeah, you know what? When you touch me, you just do something to me, but I can't stay. I can't stay with you. You do, yes, you do something. I want to just. I feel like she was torn. Like, I want to go with you, but you're not good for me. You hurt me so, but you crushed my heart. You said that you love me, but you crushed my heart. You broke my heart. So what am I gonna do with this heart if I'm with you? Because you keep breaking it. I gotta go. And what does love have to do with all of this? Absolutely nothing. Because if this is love, I don't want it. And I have to go. I
I
got
love this because I like your point of view and I still see it the same way. It's so funny because I'm listening to you talk about this verse and I see it totally different than what you're talking about.
that's
It's like,
good.
this is the good stuff right here. We have these
Yes.
conversations where we don't agree. Because when she's saying, I've been the same one you just read, I've been taking on a new direction, but I have to say, I've been thinking about my own protection. It scares me to feel this way. To me, when she's talking about, I've been taking on a new direction, she started this new life and she's trying to be herself and be free and single. I get that. I mean, I was there. I get that 100%. I'm on a new path, baby, and you trying to pull me back in with this love thing. I'm thinking about my own protection. It scares me to feel this way. So she's starting to feel something for this person, but she's like, nope, I'm going in a new direction. I'm trying to do me, baby. I'm trying to do me. You're not tying down this hard. So that's
Look,
what I take it.
but
So
I love it. I love it because it makes sense, like what
mhm,
you're saying, and it's funny because there are other people that's listening or going to hear this and going to be like, "All right, I get that," and I'm like, she's leaving because she's like, you pulling me to go this way, and I want to be with you, but you know what? I can't do it. I can't continue to let you do this to me. I'm done. I gotta
mhm.
go. And let me get my name. Let me get Tina Turner. I got to go. I'm moving in my own direction. I'm going to be free now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what about her as well? She took care of herself. I don't know how her later years were. She got sick because they said she had a stroke, I think, and a heart attack.
Oh wow.
But she had an amazing body and some
Mm-hmm.
amazing legs. Them
Mm-hmm.
legs was insured.
Mm-hmm.
She had some amazing legs, and she was a phenomenal dancer. Um, she was Tina Turner was all right. And my song that I like, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, is Proud Mary.
Proud Mary. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see. We have some more comments there. I think I read that one about Elijah. Elijah, did I read this? Did we I feel like she's I don't know what's
no, you
happening
didn't read
now.
that.
I feel like her heart is not currently in use, so let's call this what it is and move on. Did I read that one?
I don't remember, but it's okay if you read it again.
Okay. Okay. And then Antonio said the chorus is I don't care who's wrong or right. I do know this song. I don't really wanna fight no more. I can't sing, Antonio. Is that what it is? Tell me if I'm right, Antonio. Too much talking, babe. Let's sleep on it tonight. I don't really want to fight no more. This is time for letting go. I think I know, Antonio. Tell me if I'm right. If I know I'm off key, but I hope you got it. Joshua said, I don't know what you were talking about, Diane, but Joshua said, now that was deep, Diane. Hey, Karen, how you doing? Thank you for checking in. And then Antonio, she was sick with, she had kidney
Kidney
failure.
failure. Okay.
Now, are you asking this question, Josh? Is that her legs were really insured, or is that a
Yes.
comment?
Yeah,
They
no,
were
I
really
think
insured
that's a statement.
because
Yes.
everybody always talks about her legs.
Yeah, her legs
Okay,
was
thank you,
really
Antonio. I
insured.
do know that song. I need to dig into it like I do on Ladies and Lyrics because I do know that. I have heard that. Diane, you probably have too. Okay. Who else wants to share their favorite song too while we're talking about Tina Turner? And then who agrees? I think Elijah and I are kind of like on the same path with this song. What do y'all think she's heard the message really is in this song? Because Diane kind of thinks like she's talking about her breakup with Ike and how she's now has a different life. Right, Diane? Am I saying that right? I want to make sure
Say
I'm
that
on.
part again.
What's your take overall? Your overall take on this song is that it is about her leaving Ike.
Yes, I feel like, and as we're talking about it, I'm also saying this song is is the name of the movie
Mm-hmm.
too. Even though I think the song was out before the movie, right?
I think
What's
so.
love got to do with
Yeah.
it? But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think that it's like an anthem. I'm free. What's love got to do with it, baby? I can't stay with you. I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Go. I do love you and I do want, but what do love have to do with you, with all that we've been through?
I wish I had time because we jumped on at the last
Mhm.
minute and decided to do this because I always do my research. But I'm
Yes.
gonna have some research for y'all next week, and I'm gonna research this song because it'll give me a little more insight into who, if she even wrote this, because she might not even wrote this song, and if she didn't write it, that makes a difference as well. But to me, the song is saying it's somebody else that she like and she feeling and all that, and they might be trying to move to the next level, and she not really ready for that. She just want to be like, hey, let's do our thing, baby, and then hey, let's go our separate ways because I want this heart stay right here. We ain't got to worry about love. Love don't have nothing to do with us getting
Mhm.
doing the grown folks and getting together. So that's what I think she's saying. What
Okay.
y'all think out there?
Tell us, third co-host, tell us what y'all
Yeah,
think.
like chime in. I know Elijah chimed in. What do you think, Antonio, Joshua, anybody else that's out there? Karen, what you think about this song? It's so funny is that you do not, because we mostly listen to the chorus of a song. Like they'll play all the lyrics and we just then we'll bust out. What's What's love? Because that's the part we know, right? We don't know
Yes.
any other. We don't know any of the other lyrics. We know that chorus though, and because we know the chorus, um, we don't really dig into what is really the message of the song, and it may not really be what we think it is.
You are
So
absolutely right. We have to do a little more research. But guess what?
the song came out before the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna stick to my guns on this one.
I stick to your guns
And
because I'm
then
sticking
at
to
the
my
end of the
guns
day,
too.
yes, we're gonna stick to our guns. And at the end of the day, what I love about this show is it's how we interpret it. The same exact song, the same exact words, but we have two different point of views, and I think that that right there is absolutely, absolutely wonderful. And this is
It
what
is
you get
wonderful.
when you watching Ladies in
That's what
Lyrics.
the show is all about. Let's see. Joshua said he thinks it sounds like a friend with benefits relationship, like she just want to have fun, and the other person may want more. Okay, that's what I think. I'm with you right there. And Antonia said she didn't write it, but it was written for her to sing, or written for her.
Her life and yeah,
Because because people write songs for another person to sing all the time, but she didn't write it, so it's not necessarily something that she wrote. But songs can have different meanings as well.
yes,
Yeah, it's just like poetry. Music is like poetry, and children, students have a hard time with understanding poetry because there's so much interpretation that goes into it, and we can interpret it in different ways. This is art. Music is art.
absolutely,
Any kind of art that you even look at visually, I might see something that you may not see, right? And
absolutely,
art, that's what I love about art. Let's
yes.
see. Um, we have a lot of comments. Let's see what y'all think. When she started her solo career. Okay, when she started her solo career, somebody they wrote the song for. That's the beauty of music. Absolutely. I agree. It was her private dancer album when she was single and out there in them streets. Right, Antonio? She was out there in them streets. She was like, I'm free and single now. Y'all don't try to ching me down. I already had that. Right.
Okay, I'm gonna stick to my guns until I find something different. But that's my interpretation of this.
Enjoying her new life. And then the last comment is, we walk the same path but got on different shoes. Live in the same building, but we got different views. We
Hmm.
can listen to the same song, but see it in a different way. Yeah.
Listen,
We're trying to get lyrical on here.
you see me, I dropped my phone. I can't drop my mic, but I dropped that.
Drop the mic. You drop the mic. Okay. Any last comments
Yes.
about Tina? Anything that y'all want to say? Diane, we're gonna wrap this up and move on to our what's going on. But I do want to say the woman was amazing. And whenever things like this happen, this is a show about music. And how can we lose somebody like Tina Turner and not talk about her, So I hope y'all enjoyed the conversation. Kind of get the word out, even though, we kind of decided at the last minute that we cannot have our show tonight and it not be about Tina Turner. What'd you say? Hey, that's not yours. What's not? What are you talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. You have to be more specific. What's not mine? Or Diane's, or you're talking about. All right. So it's time for us to move on. We have a question tonight. Um, and it's dealing with a topic that we hear a lot about now, right? So let's talk about it. We're going to transition to our what's going on question toward the end of our segment. Diane, what's the question? What are we talking about tonight?
Why do most people not believe people when they say they are struggling or dealing with mental health issues? Hmm, that's a big one. I think that people, you know how they say don't judge a book by its cover, and I feel like sometime when if someone say that they are, if they're looking at someone as being strong, a strong woman or a strong man, they think like, oh, they're not going through nothing, they'll be fine, they could work it out. And I feel like you miss the whole you have to listen to people, because you will miss something truly, truly important. It's not easy for people to come and say, you know what, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. And I wasn't even going to say this, but sometimes I struggle. Sometimes I struggle because this here is powerful. This here can make you think that you could fly, jump off a building and literally fly. And we know that we can't do that. But this could tell you that. This could, your mind could have you opening up business that's successful, or you can have an idea and never move on it at all. So I feel that when people come and they come to you and they say, I am struggling, listen to them. Be able to let them know, get some help. That's important. Get therapy. I'm not saying that your pastor can't help you, but your pastor is not an expert or have the skill set as a therapist. And we need to make sure that we guide our people to get that help, because especially for men, it's not easy. It's not easy. That mental thing is no joke. And I feel like when we were shut down, it brought a lot of it out. It brought
Mm.
a lot of it to the surface, even for people that didn't think that they had a problem or issues, because we were going to work every day. We had this routine that we did. But then when we could not get out that house and we had to deal with ourselves, oh my God. So yeah, it's important to take care of this right here. If this ain't together, nothing's together. So,
But
yeah, that's my.
I want to read the comment because I think it's a valid point. Because people always making excuses for being an effed up person. Because I think that's a valid point too. I think it's valid. Because sometimes it's hard to know, I think is what he's saying. And if a person is being genuine, when it's like, instead of you taking accountability for what you've done or your actions, you want to pretend like it's something else. So
Mm,
how do I know if that's really what it is when it's like you don't want, it's just, or is it just you don't want to take accountability for your action? So I'm going to answer too, but I'm just showing some of these comments. I think some of that may be that people don't know how to be, and that was my response. He just took it. That people don't know how to be there for someone when they say that. It's very new to us and open, new to us
I
to open
agree.
up and mental health to mental health. That's exactly what I was going to say. My response is we don't know how to deal with it. We don't have a clue. It's so new, like you said, and foreign, and it's like, how do I handle this? What do I do? What do I say? And it's easier to say, nothing wrong with you. You all right. You just saying something. But I 100% agree. That's my answer. I don't think that it's necessarily that we might not believe them. I think we don't know how to deal with it. So we try to overlook it and say it's not a thing or a real thing, especially in Black communities. You know,
Absolutely.
we're all saying we're all good and most of us crazy. So we out here, these children out here robbing people and tearing things up. That stuff is not normal. Why are they doing those things? They're out here in the streets and vandalizing. What is wrong? Why is everybody so angry? So anyway, it's things that we don't want to deal with or we don't know how to deal with. So it's easier to be in denial. I think
It's
denial.
easy to dismiss a person, you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, it is because you don't know how to deal with it. It's not that. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I took a mental health, I have a mental health certification. When people talk and say certain things, there's signs or ways that they're speaking to see and to know, and how do you navigate through that? And I feel like it's so important, and I said this earlier, is to listen to people when they saying, you can tell when someone is not themselves if you just listen. And like you said, Divanya, we don't know how to handle it. We don't know where, we don't even know how to point them in the right direction sometimes. And people sometimes want to say stuff and they don't say anything
Mhm.
because it's not accepted. People are will shove them off, or like you said, they're not taking it serious. And what happens with the person? They leave, or they are left still not having the support that they need.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if everybody is like this, but I am a observer of people. And I say this all the time about people. It might be a woman thing. I mean, but we have patterns to kind of to your point, Diane. We are people, we kind of have ways that we do things. We have patterns and things like that. When people start breaking patterns and something is off, like kind of what you're saying, there's something off. Because when we're not doing what we usually do, because even though people can say certain things, their behaviors are what they are. We are creatures of habit, whether we know it or not. When we start doing things differently or doing something different, it might be time to pay attention to that. So I think that this is a great place for us to put this number up and show it, because sometimes, there may be somebody or somebody watching or somebody to see the replay. Because as we're talking about mental health issues, look at all the famous people or people that are on social media who have taken their life. When they said that man from Ellen committed suicide, I was so shocked. That man looks like he's always happy. He was always dancing with his wife, and I'm like, you would not think that that man was unhappy.
Yes.
But there probably were some signs somewhere along the way that signal that
Yeah.
something was wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when we see him as this person that have it together. That's why when I said a strong person, um, people they overlook these things, and so many people in our community are committing suicide. And mental health is a disease, and we need to be, if we are able to be there and listen, and like Divanya said, watch their behavior. Watch their behavior. We have to, yeah, we have to be able to help. We do.
Yeah, drugs are like the drugs that children are taking now. It's just something totally different. But
Absolutely.
then, just like marijuana and things like that. But we have to start taking that serious. Too many people are taking their lives, and one of the reasons we're going to get off of here, but one of the reasons that that's happening too is because of this social media stuff. People believing that they just don't have their lives together because look at all the wonderful things everybody else is doing. It's I'm telling you, I 100% believe that. I do. You just thinking like I'm not doing well at all. Look at these wonderful people and how amazing they are. Not even thinking these people are not going to put their negativity on here. They're only going to show you the positive and the good stuff to make you think that their life is
Absolutely.
wonderful. And then they might be somebody like this man who looked like his life was wonderful and took his life.
Isn't that something I always call Facebook? And I know we on Facebook, but I say it's a fake book when you start comparing your life to somebody else's, like Divanya said. It's not real. A lot of these people on Facebook, you comparing your life, it's not real. It's not. But get the help that you need. Even if you don't want to speak to somebody that reach out. This is 24-hour service. 800-273-8255. Get the help that you need.
We're going to get out of here. We'll see y'all next week on Ladies and Lyrics. Thank you so
Hey.
much for tuning in. Go ahead and share us and like us, follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday.